We've got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Root. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, this video is sent to me by Sean. This is kind of an oldie, I guess you could say, but a goodie. One of the best videos of a USO, an underwater, unidentified submerged object that I've ever seen, where you see this bright flash. Here, let me minimize my head so you can see this thing better. Yeah, if you haven't seen this thing, or if it's been a while since you've seen it, it is definitely worth rewatch, where you see this squid, and then this bright, fast, super fast object just streaks by it. What is that thing? Is that an orb? Is that what an orb looks like when it goes into the water? What is it? I don't know, but I just love this footage. That is just incredible. I mean, it looks kind of saucer shaped there, right? So maybe it's more of a saucer. Yeah, I love it. I love that footage. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Meanwhile, I wanted to go to some really juicy comments from James Lukatsky in an interview with Jeremy Corbell. He says a couple of really interesting things. Here he's asked, why the secrecy? Why the UFO cover-up, right? And he said, and this is the answer that he gives.
So the thing is security is paramount. We follow the rules, and there's a good reason, a good reason to follow them.
Yeah, you can't tell me that good reason. We've talked about that. You can't give me a reason. You can't give me that good reason, but you're alluding to a really good reason why you can't tell me more about biologics, UFOs, exploitation. You can only say what you said. I get that. I wish you could give me a good reason, because it makes me very suspicious. It makes people like me very suspicious. Like, what is it? Is the reason so dark? Is it so disturbing?
I see. If you want my opinion on that, I see no darkness at all here. Basically,
okay.
There was some considerable write-ups on the Skinwalker at the Pentagon that our program was stopped due to religious concerns from the far right. Well, if there were, I knew nothing about that. I saw no evidence of that being true. But people can say whatever they want on the internet.
Yeah, well, they certainly can. But yeah, he says, well, we'll get into further what he says. But first of all, he says, there's a really good reason for the UFO cover-up. He can't tell us what it is. But he says it's nothing alarming. And let's get into his further comments on that, because he expounds on the idea of whether, it's the Collins elite or somebody like that, that might have, put the kibosh on his own particular, research. And when George Knapp asked him if that's the case, if it was religious elements putting the kibosh on that, here's what he has to say.
Saying the door being slammed in our face wasn't because of suspected demonic activities within this at all. In fact, I would say there's evidence that this is something of a nature that, well, I better not say much more. If full human capabilities were known to us right now, it is not such something that we need to fear. And I just don't believe it. Maybe I'm influenced by my Catholic faith. I don't know, but I'm optimistic.
Well, he's optimistic, so that's good. I'm glad that James Lukatsky, who knows more about this than I ever will, is optimistic about this. He says we have nothing to fear. He says that it's not demonic. In fact, and then he doesn't really complete that thought. Does that mean, in fact, it's angelic? And then he goes on to talk about what we're all capable of, which I and many others have talked about before. We all have these innate abilities and innate connection to source and spirit, and we all have our own unique or our own special abilities, psi abilities, energetic abilities, and so on. In that we should all know how to do this stuff. That's very frustrating to me. Is since we all can do it, just like walking and talking, chewing bubble gum. It's something that we should all learn how to do, I think. It should be taught. So it's frustrating. Yeah. But anyway, now we have to contrast that, I think, with what Jason Sands has been saying. He says, well, no, it's not angelic at all.
And then if we do find out the truth, and we do find out that we're like a slave race or that we've been manipulated, how's it going to make everybody feel? That these aliens have been messing with us for millennia, ever since we were born on this planet, that they've been messing with us. How are we going to feel about that? That's the real truth that's going to really rack you, because that's what's racked me and probably some of the other whistleblowers.
Okay, well, and that definitely sounds alarming, but that's in stark contrast to what James Lukatsky was saying. There's nothing alarming about it. It's he has UFO secrecy exists for a reason, but not for a scary reason, not because we are a slave race. So really interesting distinction there. Now, getting back to the idea of if we're talking about angels or demons, which of course is what Tucker Carlson has been saying lately. It looks like Anna Polina Luna may be coming around to something like that viewpoint as well.
Intergalactic space aliens? Do you think it's time traveling humans, breakaway human civilization?
I call it non-human intelligence.
Angels and demons, like Tucker Carlson thinks it is.
So Grush does a good way of outlining this in a way that's very factual, and he calls it NHI. I think an older term for that would be what Tucker Carlson probably calls as angels and demons. So but it's interesting.
From where though?
But that's the thing, is we don't know. Like, it's not like I can be like, beam me up, Scotty, and answer the questions. But
I know you don't know, but I'm saying, like, what would if you were in Vegas?
I don't know that answer, but
okay, she doesn't know, but she says an older term for this stuff angels and demons might be a term for this stuff. Angels and demons might be what they called these things, when they were writing the Bible. I hope that doesn't offend anybody. So when they were referring to these entities that they were possibly aware of back in the day, they referred to them as angels and demons, but maybe they were something else, other dimensional entities, something like that. That may be kind of where her head is at here. James Lukatsky, admits that he's framing all this in his own mind and possibly a religious way of thinking. So that may be how a lot of people frame this, but maybe this is something else. And it looks like Anna Polina Luna is open to that idea that we could be looking at other dimensional entities. She says, we call them angels and demons, but the suggestions seem to be that maybe there's something else. And she's very frank, admitting she doesn't know what they are. Me either, Anna. Meanwhile, to give a slight update on the whole mystery drone situation in Europe, I'm not seeing a whole lot going on, although by the time you see this video, maybe things have changed. But from Visegrad 24, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz said the drones spotted over Germany belong to Russia. So again, more blaming Russia. According to Merz, Europe's airspace is being violated more frequently than during the Cold War. We assume that Russia is behind most of these drone flights. So far, there have been no incidents involving armed drones, only espionage attempts and efforts to cause public anxiety. Yeah, they're doing the mystery drones to cause public anxiety because that makes sense. Earlier in October, Munich Airport suspended operations twice after unidentified drones were detected nearby. Similar incidents were reported in the state of Schleswig-Holstein. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov denied the accusations, saying Russia does not launch drones over Europe. Well, I'm sure they would if they could, and maybe they are, but they don't seem to be the mystery drones. Now, there was a weird balloon incident at Lithuania's Vilnius airport. They are now claiming that those balloons, 20 balloons, were used to smuggle counterfeit cigarettes from Belarus to Lithuania. And that's what disrupted the operations over the airport. Now, if you're going to send smuggled cigarettes across the border, would you do it right at a busy airport? That's what one of the commenters on the channel said. And I have to agree with that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I played for you that one video of one of these objects that is claimed to be a balloon that is moving erratically and does not seem to be a balloon at all. So maybe there were balloons, maybe there were anomalous objects, maybe, I have no idea what was going on there. But the official explanation to me doesn't make a lot of sense. So still waiting to see how things are shaking out in Europe. Is there going to be continuing waves of these things shutting down airports, or are they kind of tapering off? Oh, and of course, they're blaming conventional airplanes in some cases. Danish authorities won't provide evidence of what's in the skies of Europe. Danish authorities have quietly confirmed that several high-profile drone sightings that triggered a massive international response last month were actually conventional aircraft, but they're refusing to share these findings publicly, according to Denmark's national broadcaster. And I'll link to this and you can read the article. But yeah, so they're claiming they're conventional aircraft. And of course, I'm sure there have been misidentifications. But the fact that they're refusing to share any details is really suspicious. Meanwhile, check out this awesome UFO video where we can see this object emitting a light. And yeah, it's just hovering there in the sky at first, and then this beam comes out of it. What is going on there? You do see this occasionally, these UFOs emitting beams. Not often, but it does happen. But what does it mean? Is it some function of their propulsion system? Is it actively doing something, scanning for something? What is it doing? Is it sampling the air? Sometimes these things will expel gas or vapor. Could it be about to do something like that? All speculation, of course, because we don't know, but I would love to know. So let me know your theories about what this thing is doing. Meanwhile, remember that crazy mystery drone that was bouncing around from Germany to the west coast of California? Well, Jacob Bogoski says the object being tracked on radar appeared right off the coast of California near Catalina Island and near the alleged underwater UFO base off the coast of Santa Monica. This fascinating possible undersea base. I don't know if it's really an alien base or not. It's weird that Google scrubbed it off of their maps, which is really suspicious. And it is a locality where there's a lot of high strangeness. There's a lot of UFO stuff that happens around that general area. Could it be because there's a big, undersea base there? Totally possible. Totally possible. Really interesting that this object was, bouncing around, like almost like it was teleporting from Germany to basically where that undersea base is. So a great catch from Jacob. I love it. I wish I knew what it meant. So again, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you want to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, grab a hoodie, grab a coffee mug or t-shirt, become a channel member. Channel members are awesome. I really do appreciate you guys. And also channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel. I'll see you next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.